Hi, this is Ali from Accurate Technology, and I would like to today introduce you our screen cleaner called 4-deck free and fine screen cleaner machine. Now, right now we are at the loading bay of our plant, so it is a bit busy, so you have to bear with me, and I'm going to introduce you the machine. 1 second. Now, as you can see, it's a slightly big machine, but it's a very good machine. I would like to introduce you step by step. First thing that I want to the function of the machine. Then we will talk about the work principle of the machine. Then I would like to talk about the construction of the machine and after sales support and the service or maintenance of the machine. Now, this machine can screen clean almost all type of seeds. It could be grain, it could be oil seeds, it could be grain, oil seeds, and it could be garden seeds. What we will talk about today will be wheat. Wheat is the most popular seed all around the world, so you can take equation to this principle to your own seed also. Now, the machine is constructed from two sections. We call it pre-cleaning section, which is the two top screen boards, and at the bottom there is an aspiration room as well as two screens for fine cleaning. Now, if you like, the best way to explain the seed flow will be from the schema over here. Now, as I said, it's 4-deck screen cleaner machine. Product code is OTEM006. Now, what we do before your product enters the machine, we put an aspiration box here to get rid from the light impurities, which is light admixtures, dust into cyclone. Your seed enters from the aspiration box on the first screen board. On the first screen board for wheat, we put 5mm round screens to get rid of from the oversized, other name large impurities. So anything bigger than 5mm will be separated. All your throughs which passes through the screen will go onto your second screen board, which is your second screen, and we put 3mm round perforated screen. Our target is to remove the undersized admixtures, other name is small admixtures. And this section, as I said before, pre-cleaning section. After pre-cleaning, your product moves on to the fine cleaning section. Now, at this stage, your product is passing through the aspiration room. Now, first thing we do is remove some light impurities, and whilst your seed is walking on the third screen, we remove further light impurities by air screening. Now, of course, over here there is 3mm round screen again to remove the undersized and small impurities. I want to explain this section in detail because it is a very distinguishing feature of this machine when you compare with the rest of the screen cleaners around the world. This machine does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times air screening, and because we did 1 air screening at the entrance, so in total you have 6 times air screening from your product. So you remove most of the light impurities in this machine. Now, when you were on the third screen, you remove again undersized impurities because it is not easy to remove the undersized screen, undersized impurities. So we repeat 1, 2, 3 screens, 3 millimeter round, 3 millimeter round. So basically 5, 3, 3, 3. 5 millimeter round, 3 millimeter round, 3 millimeter round, and 3 millimeter round. And the output will be your pre and fine cleaned seed. Once your product passes from the third screen to the fourth screen, we again remove undersized impurities as mentioned before. Now the aspiration room will air screen your product, and the dust will fall into the chamber. The heavy dusts, let's call it, will be discharged by augers through the aspiration room, and anything light will be sent to the cyclones, if you like. Light impurities discharged by auger, and light admixtures dust into cyclone. Now, I want to explain this on the machine also. Now, of course, because this machine is ready to ship just before shipment, some parts are not on it, they are ready to go in the box. So I will explain what is missing, and so you can relate, and I'll support those with pictures so you can make a bigger picture in your mind. Now first thing first, your elevator is located right here. If you have distance, we are going to feed the top screen. If you have distance, you can come back a bit, and if you have height, enough height, you can keep the elevator a bit higher and feed to the machine from further distance, because your output is right from here. The final seed will come out from this side. Now, elevator, if you are going to operate mobile, because this machine is on wheels, of course there are anchor bolts to stabilize the machine, and if you want to move around in the warehouse, we can undo them. And if you want to keep your elevator on wheels too, you can move the machine wherever you want in the warehouse. Or if you want to work in the same place, we can bury the elevator intake pit under the ground, so you can, let's say if your elevator will be 1 meter or 2 meters under the ground, so you can feed the machine with more seeds. Or you are above the ground, and elevator intake popper will take enough seed, 1 sack or 2 sack. There should be somebody feeding the elevator continuously otherwise. Now, once your seed is up in the first screen, you are going to remove the large impurities, which will be discharged from this chute into a chute which will, as you see, they are not here, but there will be a chute right here into a sack. So you are going to two ways to manage your sack, two ways to manage your large impurities. You can keep them in a sack, or you can have a screw conveyor or a conveyor belt, so you can take it wherever you want to. Let's talk about, we will take all the waste into sacks. Now the large oversized into sack, and the seed which is separated from oversized will go into the second screen, which is behind it. Maybe you cannot see it, but it is behind these aspirators, and your seed will be moving on the screen. At the same time, the small undersized impurities admixtures will be removed, and they will be discharged from this tube into a chute which will take it to a sack located right here. When the sacks are full, you can change it. So once we've done our pre-cleaning, your seeds will pass through this aspiration chamber into your third screen. As you can see, you can adjust the amount of air being sucked through the seat. And when your seat is here, they will be walking. Whilst they are walking on the screen, you can adjust these vacuum ports. You can bring it down or up, so you can take as much as light impurities or as less as you want. The air pressure can be adjusted from these valves. These aspirators, air amount can be adjusted from here. You can open it and close it. If you keep it open, it will be less air or more air. At the same time, you can still adjust the air volume from the valves over here. It will be hard to see for you, but there are valves over here to adjust the volume amount. Now, again, the waste from here, this boat will be discharged from the other chute. Let me show you this way. So the third boat waste will be discharged from here into a chute, into a sack. Now, if it is required, you can change the chute to other side, left or right. It is up to you. It is better to talk beforehand so we can do necessary adjustments. Now, your prime seat is still carry on to the final boat onto screen and walking on 3mm round perforated screen, and all the waste will be discharged from here again to a chute into a sack. And your prime seat will be discharged from here into a sack or into the next elevator hopper. Now, this is the work principle. I would like to talk about the construction of the machine. Now, the bodywork for shipment, it is divided into two. Otherwise, this is a 3.5, 3.8 meter length or height machine. So we divide into half, and of course you bolt it with two bolts with each corner. So when it is working, it is vibration free. Vibration free because there are 4 boats and each boat is working against each other, and same at the bottom too. So the vibration is false vibrated, let's call it, which means it's vibration free. The body construction I'm talking about. Now, the body is strong, painted with electrostatic. It will last lifetime, and the internal parts are connected with these. The screen boats have these rods. These rods, wooden rods, are heat treated, which is it lasts lifetime as long as you don't hit with something and break it. And the boats they are marine wood, they call it. They are good. They are insect free and moisture free, and the humidity, nothing can damage it. And now this machine is a marriage of wood and steel. So you can see this is wood, this is steel. The first, let's say first month or first 2-3 months, it needs some attention, which means because of the vibration, these nuts and bolts need to be kept under close, let's say you need to keep it close eye, so you need to tighten these nuts and bolts. Once they are tightened, then you shouldn't worry about it. Now I want to talk about another feature of the machine, which is as you can see that you have your screen here. This particular machine is for sesame. The client will clean sesame, and the seats are kept under this cover, if you like, so they are not exposed, or they cannot jump from the boats, except the third boat, because you have aspiration. Now, the screens are kept, screen perforation are kept blind, block free, if you like, through by these brushes. There are 5 brushes. So because the holes are kept open, 100% open, every second, if you like, because this keeps moving, so your analysis is better. There is no way that there will be a seed stuck on in the perforation for a long time, and this will deliver you a higher analysis of grading as well as screen cleaning. Now I want to talk about the drivers of these. There are 2 motors to drive these under screen cleaning. Of course, these are these parts are closed like above, but because it's going to be shipped, we had to remove these parts. Now the aspirations, I want to talk about the aspirations. These aspirations have individual motors. In an ideal world, you should connect these to cyclones if you are located in the city center, or if the local council doesn't want you to create dust and you want to manage your dust better, then you should have a cyclone, which is, it's almost like one of these, but again, this is before shipment. There, I mean, with the cyclones. Now, all the light waste which is collected by these ports will be discharged by these augers, which is driven by motors. On the other side there is a motor for that, and if you can have a look at it inside, these augers will deliver the waste into in a chute, and that will go into a sack. Now I want to talk about the eccentric system. There are 2 motors for the eccentric system, which is driven with this motor and the one above. The eccentric system pushes these boats backward and forward with this wooden rods. These wooden rods, as I said before, it's a marriage of wood and steel. You should keep an eye of these nuts and bolts the first 2-3 months, and after that they will be as hard as rock. And basically this machine is from Accurate series screen cleaners machine, because we do 2 types of screen cleaners. One is called XL screen cleaner family, and this is Accurate screen cleaner family. I will explain the difference of that with the other introduction video, if you like. Now, how you keep maintenance to this machine is, what we make sure is we manufacture this machine with third-party parts, which is available in any industrial site, which is your, let's say, bearings. These are SKF bearings you can buy anywhere in and around the world. These rollers we supply another set, and if you need it, it should be with you within 3 days with DHL or TNT, any courier company. And these nuts and bolts available anywhere. You still receive a set, if required 2 sets of these with the machine anyway, because you cannot find it anywhere in the world. But as I said before, these machines are built for lifetime, built to last for lifetime. Now, all the moving parts, we make sure that you don't have any downtime. When you need the machine most, you shouldn't have a problem with the trouble with the machine. So we make sure that, as I said again, this machine must keep you running and have an easy operation for your need. So I think I am running out of topics to talk about, but of course before the machine leaves here, we do mechanical check, paint, power, all the tests are done and confirmed. As you can see, all the tests are done, mechanical, paint and electrical. What we haven't talked about is the electrical works. If this machine is going to be supplied as a single machine, then there will be a power board which will be located over here. So you will have a single power box where you can start on and off with the pilot lamps, which I will support it with photo again. But if you are buying this machine as a part of a line, then you will have a control panel. Depending on how big is your line, you will have a control panel like this. And this is packed, and you will have all your control buttons from here. This is central control power panel. Now, of course, all the wiring will be between the panel and the motors. All wiring will be included. All we want from the client is the main power to feed the control panel. Now, spare parts, screen-wise, how to change screens. The screens, due to the due to the brush system, you can change your screen undoing with these bolts, 3 on this side, 3 on this side, and 3 on the other side. You remove this wood and you take your screen from this end through this space. This screen from the side, and the other top is from the front again. Of course, you receive stairs to be able to reach and see what is going on in your machine. This machine is supplied, we work within 40 countries. This machine is supplied heavily in Ethiopia, in Nigeria for sesame, in Egypt for wheat and grains, in Romania heavily wheat and barley, in Turkey all different type of seeds, flax seeds, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, poppy seeds, chickpeas, beans, lentil heavily. As long as you change your screens, you can do any type of seed. And because we do turnkey lines, the next machine generally tends to be, if it's going to be food cleaning, tends to be stone separator and then gravity separator. If it is wheat, we put an indent cylinder in between to make sure the seed is clear enough, whether it be food purpose or for seed purpose. It depends on what client wants and requires for their operational need. I would just want to show you one more. I just saw the control panel. This is the control panel. This machine will be supplied single machine. That's why the control panel is on it. As you can see, all the motors have on and off buttons. Having said that, this particular machine is double size of what we have been talking. As you can see, left and the right side, two of these 4 screen cleaners. There is 2 of these in single chassis. I think that is it from me. If you have any further questions, let's talk about the elevator height before I jump back. In an ideal world, if you are doing wheat, the elevator height will be about 550, 575, the top height of the elevator. If your warehouse is shorter than that, then we need to talk that maybe we can make this part a bit shorter, or we can remove this. There is an opportunity to play around 20, 30 centimeters. If you are doing beans or coffee or any type of seed that could be damaged by an elevator, then we supply Z elevators, which is right here. These Z elevators have special buckets which does not damage the seed once conveying, let's call it. But the wheat, a normal bucket elevator is sufficient. As I said, 6 meter is ideal. 5 meter we need to do some adjustments. I think that is it from me. I hope you enjoy our video. I would like to thank you for your time watching us. Thank you. Bye bye.